I am so happy to be here with you today. As you can see, I am back in Mount Shasta City. And that being said, let's start with prayer. God and Goddess, thank you so much for this lovely day and safe travels back to Mount Shasta. Thank you for the great fellowship and time that we had in Florence and gathering together, getting to sing and praise and fellowship. Thank you so much for the opportunity that I got to go there and to bring some great things home with me. Please help us to become more like you and live with love and kindness and compassion as our leading example. In the name of Elohim, I pray. Amen. Today is Humanity Day, and the prayer is our God and Goddess. Let's move this guy back down there. Eminent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. To humanity, send your angel of holy work. If you have not figured out what your holy work is, I would definitely encourage you to just be a living example of light and love in this dark world and do what you can as far as just acts of kindness. Go out of your way to be a good person, and over time, your holy work, more things will be revealed to you through that. So, that being said, I'm going to jump in the live chat. David D says, back to making Shasta vegan. Woo! Yes, that is the goal. And it's been an interesting trip because, as you know, the Holy Megillah, here's my old beautiful copy, which I'm probably still going to keep using this because it is so used and loved. But this is my replacement Megillah that was gifted to me because the binding broke. And so thank you, Dave, for that. And I also have here 2 more Megillahs. Woohoo! One of these beautiful things is for Jennifer. And Jennifer lives a few hours south of me and is a priestess in her own temple. Well, it's an online temple right now, and she hopes to someday have a physical presence here in Mount Shasta, which is really exciting. A lot of people are being called to Mount Shasta to find their purpose and just kind of coming back to this beautiful Edenic place that has fallen. Everywhere around here, you can see just remnants of the old world and this beautiful garden that once was that has fallen so far down. And that's because of our actions. We have allowed animal sacrifice and suffering to be the way that we lead. We have this domination and competition, and instead of cooperation with Mother Nature and her inhabitants, going at them with war and violence and unpeacefulness. And that is the result. This world right now is the result of that. Thankfully, again, we're all waking up and taking that power back and realizing how much our actions matter and how much they literally shape the world around us. Not just our actions, but our thoughts and our words as well. Everything that we do is creating the world around us. And hopefully you're on the upward spiral and it is creating higher heavens and more blissful existence, experience, and joy around you, and not in the downward spiral. It's really hard to get out of the downward spiral. You can start making progress in some ways and then feel tugged down because of different situations or emotions or thoughts that you have. And so it's a constant battle for most of us to try to get control of our minds and our thoughts and try to force being on the upward spiral, because of the fact that it's so easy in this world to be on the downward spiral, and all of our addictions and the programming all kind of feeds into that. So it's definitely, can be hard to get some upward momentum going. But I'm really thankful for the Megillah and being able to spend time in scriptures that promote peace in all these different areas and promote this right living. It's so lost in our world today, and it would be so beneficial, especially the people that call themselves Christians, to be living in a way that is exemplary of Christ and Lord and Lady Christ and the Christ family and what we are meant to be here doing, not attacking others, not creating chaos and disharmony, but joining together and trying to uplift one another into higher states of existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is ultimately what it's about. We came here to be the light in the darkness, also to learn our lessons. So it's really, really great encouragement, at least from the Megillah that I have. Kyle says, wow, you're back home. Glad you had safe travels. Yes, it was a quick trip, and I'm really grateful for the experience and getting to, especially I was running a little bit late when I got to the potluck, because that day I was like running around different stores trying to find organic ingredients to make a delicious vegan cheese ball. And I had planned to make these chocolate peanut butter balls that I usually make. Unfortunately, I didn't get around to making those, and just kind of had a little bit of a stressful and a little bit unpleasant experience trying to prepare for it, because I should have prepped ahead of time and not left it to the last minute to where I'm like in a new town, not knowing where I can get these ingredients and trying to rush at the last minute. So I definitely learned a lesson in that, but it was really nice to be able to finally get there and sit down and enjoy a nice meal. And then that night, as I mentioned yesterday in my video, a few of us actually got to stay at Day's house. Day of Greenleaf, the translator of the Holy Megillah, and the year of the Essene Church, the high priest of the Essene Church. And yeah, it was just a really great blessing to just get to spend more personal time with him and get to know him and have him get to know me. Many of you know that we kind of had a little bit of a rocky start with some of the misunderstandings that were going on online, and my intent with the memes and stuff that I was posting. So again, it's just really nice to have some peace and great things that came from all of that, and getting to play music in Day's house, and getting just kind of the compliment of my version of the song being his favorite, and getting to then be invited next year to the gathering to record that with the group. And I don't know, just really, really exciting and uplifting experience. So as I said yesterday, again, I know I'm repeating a lot, but I kind of feel called to go back there for the next month's service and be more involved in the church. It's only about 4.5 hours north of me. And the services are usually on Sunday nights, so I can definitely make it work, and would love to be more involved in not just their church community, but obviously I'm still starting my church here and wanting to create a community as well. So we'll see where all of that leads. Next year, August 7th, 8th, and 9th, over Lionsgate will be the Lions Gathering, where Day and some of his people from up there are going to get to come to Mount Shasta and explore and commune with us. And I'm really looking forward to that, and just getting to plan it all and have like the itinerary of the food, and just, I don't know, really, really excited. So David D says, since you're focused on a spiritual path, the Megillah, over your previous chess content, attendance at Reading Chess Club has so dried up that they are considering canceling their Thursday night meetings. Oh, that's really sad. I definitely feel bad about not focusing so much on that. Reading, even though it's less time away south, it's just more hard to get down there on Tuesday and Thursday nights for like a chess meeting. And obviously, like you're saying, focusing on the Megillah and the spiritual path, I'm willing to make a lot more sacrifices for that. But I still do play chess. I do puzzles all the time to try to keep my mind sharp and to keep getting better at chess. But yeah, that's really sad to hear that they might. Sad. Hello, Mr. Khan. How's it going? Mr. Khan from Pakistan says, hi, sweetie. How are you doing? How's your day? Looking very smart today, my sweetheart. Thanks. I am doing really great and glad to be back in Mount Shasta, although Florence was really beautiful and I would love to have spent more time there. I know that there's a lot of projects and ways that I can help the situation that's going on. They have different groups of people that are working on doing typo editing and all these different types of projects that are going on with Megillah to try to get it out. And hopefully within the next year, they're going to have it out. And I was told that on their website, they're going to have the free copy so that anyone can just download it right from their website, or I'm not sure if they're going to have it downloaded or that you can read it. They should have it downloaded. But then also a link to those that would like to buy it. As you can see, I love this book, and I've gone up there twice now and purchased a total. Well, technically I didn't purchase this or Jennifer's, but I did purchase the other one. And so I bought 3 or 4. Well, anyways, a lot. So love the book, definitely dedicated. But there's like a lot of different ideas as well. And I mentioned that having a little, those little books that they have in like the Christian circle, that's like Solomon Proverbs, or just a few different books of the Bible that is kind of a little thick book. It'd be great to have the Nazarene book of Genesis and Enoch, the prophecies of the blessed path and the current path that man is on, in this little book that we could just leave around town or pass out to people to kind of get them interested. So lots of different projects, and we'll see where the future goes with all of that. I offered my services, and I can do a lot of things. I'm very talented, not just with media and music. Like, there's just a lot of things that I'm capable of, and I want to be of service. So the meeting was really great, and I was told that I was liked by the Yair, and that made me really happy, especially like because of the rocky start. I was really hoping to make a good impression and be in good standing, just because of the path that I need to be on, and also because of my love for the Megillah. I don't want any bad blood with anybody, and I want to like people and have people like me in a genuine manner. So I'm trying to also change myself and my outlook, and just really try to go out of my way to like people and kind of draw them in towards me, so that we can all ascend together. Obviously, when you're enemies with someone, they're not listening to you. Any of the seeds that you try to plant in their soil, so to speak, are going to be met with these, thorny grounds, and it's not going to be a receptive soil that's ready to learn new things and grow in different ways. So yeah, cool. David, he said it was both his favorite version of the song of opening and invited you to their gathering next year. Yes. Well, I actually was already invited to the gathering and given the opportunity to speak. But once he heard my version of the song, then it moved to asking me to be part of the recording, because they're going to be recording a live album, which is so exciting. I would really love to be a very big part of that, because I love music, and I want to have some of my own praise and worship songs that are based more off of the Megillah and this uplifting, positive message, rather than being covered in blood and being a sinner and being all these things that are so often the message in mainstream Christianity, and kind of like this worthlessness and like, there's just a lot in there to unpack. So, David, he says, you are extremely talented and can provide a lot of help in getting the Megillah out to humanity. Oh yeah, and another thing that I mentioned, they already recorded the Essene movie based off of, it's actually just the Sermon on the Mount from the Megillah, and it was recorded during this last gathering at Day's house. And it's kind of cool, because in this little quarterly journal thing, I'm sad that it got messed up, but there's some really cool pictures in here of the recording, and I really love this this picture of Christ and Miriam on the beach, and just a really beautiful pictures, and I'm excited to see what is going to be produced from the actual movie. But anyways, Day kind of mentioned maybe helping promote that in whatever ways through my channel, and I suggested that I could actually just have a viewing party here and try to actually bring people in. We could serve some popcorn. If you haven't seen my light refreshments from Christspiracy, I would provide light refreshments and just go all out to bring people into that. So super excited. And the last thing that I wanted to mention, hey, the Israelite, how's it going? And hey, Brian, how are you? Brian says, shine on. You too, Brian. Thank you. The Israelite, I saw your other message, or your other comment that mentioned that you met Day, and I didn't get to relay that to him, but I will send him that message as well. It's really cool. You got to meet him, and then also someone from around here mentioned that he used to go to their gatherings as well. So it's kind of a cool little community of dispersed people that whatever. Hi, Anana. I heard you were at Rev Day's place. He is the ones with 2 huge house in Oregon. He has goats and chickens and house and a huge peace tree. That's interesting if he maybe used to have animals. I heard that the monastery no longer, or that it doesn't have animals, because I was curious about that as well. If they had rescue chickens or goat or cow that they could source the products that they consume, since it's part of the Megillah that it's permitted, but those things have to come from animals that are loved and well taken care of. Anyways, I'm not sure. Yeah, I was invited to visit the monastery, but different things kind of didn't work out. But anyways, I heard that they don't have any animals there. So cool. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Tim says, how do we get to play the chess queen? Well, I'm not really playing a chess. Well, I'm not focused on playing chess at this moment in time, as I'm focused on my spiritual studies. But whenever I do start playing people and taking on people again, I will let you know. The other thing that I wanted to mention that I started is, well, I haven't started yet, but I kind of enrolled in, whatever, the 49 Petals of the Blue Rose course workbook. This is their assignments, instructions, and an introduction into the Essene Mountain of Peace Mystery School. And some of these assignments, you have to do the first few to become a member of the church officially, and I do plan on doing that. I still plan on starting my own church and leading my own way in all of this, but I do respect the Mother Temple and want to work beside them in what they are doing to further this message. So I'm super excited about getting to start that, and we'll kind of keep you updated a little bit on how those things are going in the future. So, hello, the Israelite says, is he still with his wife from New York? I don't believe that he is married. He is dating someone from Nevada, I believe. And yeah, I'm not really sure what all that is. I do know that the Essenes and the way that the Nazarenes viewed marriage was that it was supposed to be, for the duration of time that those two people wanted to be together, and whether or not that was a lifetime decision or not, that's up to the couple. And when you do decide to part ways, you would go through the blessed parting and talk about what great things that you got from each other in the relationship, and you would go forward in a peaceful and friendly manner, wishing the best of luck to the other person and really sincerely wanting the best for them. So anyways, I really love how loving all of the Nazarene teachings are, and just really hopeful for the future of everything that it brings. So that being said, I'm going to get off of here and probably start on assignment number 1 of my Petal coursework, because I'm really excited to get started and see where this journey leads. I will catch up with you tomorrow. Wait, what day is it today? Is it Wednesday? Okay, cool. Tomorrow at noon for the peacetime prayer, and then at 3:30 for chat time, whatever topics you want to talk about, any questions that you want to ask me, just to hang out. So I hope to see you there. May God and the goddess bless you.